Big voice back home, pass the GST and send a signal to the world. This is the best time for India to stand united. That's the clarion call coming in from the Minister of State for Finance, Jayant Sinha. Speaking to me earlier today, Sinha said that passing the GST in the monsoon session is the best antidote for India to deal with the Brexit. Take a look.
In all of these situations, people really look at areas where they can invest, where they can do business feeling like they are in a stable, predictable regime. And I think when you look at it from that point of view, you look at it in terms of growth, you look at it in terms of the quality of political leadership, the technocratic talent that we have, India really, I think is going to become even more attractive than it is right now in terms of investment. Of course, as far as our government is concerned, we recognize that we live in an open, global economy, that we have to be open to doing business in a way that is convenient and easy, that investors have to be able to secure good returns and be able to do it in a predictable way. So all of the basics, all the fundamentals that are necessary to be competitive in this global economy, in this turbulent world, I think very much are in place as far as India is concerned.
What next can we expect? We've seen you move as far as the FDI reforms are concerned. We've seen the civil aviation policy being cleared. We've seen several other measures being announced by the cabinet recently. What next now can we expect, especially in the context of a Brexit eventuality?
Well, thank you for asking that question, Shireen, because the fact is that in these uncertain times, passing GST in Parliament in the monsoon session, in the first week of the monsoon session, particularly if we can do it in a bipartisan way, as a matter of national consensus, is the best and strongest signal we can send to the world that India is really powering ahead, that India is committed to having a more efficient, more competitive economy.
You feel confident about that? Passing the GST in the first week of the monsoon
well, we are hopeful. We are obviously quite hopeful, and we would once again like to work with our colleagues in the Congress party to be able to pass the GST. This is a time when we need to come together as a country and really show that, you know, while the European Union, which is such an important trading bloc and such an important economic area, while the European Union, and in some ways you can even look at the United States of America that is going through a very contentious presidential campaign, while these you know, very important economic zones are facing these kinds of stresses, India, particularly with the momentum we have in our economic policies, particularly in our ability to pass a landmark reform like GST, really can be an area of stability and growth in this world.
Well, that's the hope, that they will be able to get the GST through in the monsoon session of Parliament, and that's what the market is certainly hoping for. Could this be the antidote, at least as far as India is concerned, as we deal with the impact of the Brexit?